Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be sharing fresh chicken or Jungli Murga Surwa. So in terms of ingredients, I've got a few kara masala. So I've got 1.5 star anise, a couple of cinnamon and a few cardamom. In terms of my masala dabba, so I'll be using 1 teaspoon of methi. I'll use 2 teaspoons of jeera, and then I'll use 1.5 teaspoons of sarson. And I'll use probably one teaspoon or 1.5 teaspoons of haldi, which is your turmeric. And then I've got the masala here, and I'll use about 2.5 teaspoons of masala. I'll see how that goes. I might add more if I want to. Now this masala, this is the Fiji masala, and if you are wanting to make this at home, this is a blend of your coriander seeds, your cumin seeds, and a few other things. I'll be making a recipe of this masala soon on my channel, so look out for that. And then I've got 1.5 onions that I've thinly sliced here, and then I've got a few sprigs of curry leaf. Now I'm using red onions. You can use white onions as well. It's just that, or that's all I had at home for now. And then I've got ginger, garlic, and chili. That's according to your taste. And then I've got the roots of coriander leaf as well on there. So if you've got any coriander leaf and the roots of it, use that in your curry. That gives a really nice taste. I've then got some coriander and a few sprigs of curry leaf. I'll add that at the end, and they'll give the surwa a really nice taste. I've got some avocado oil that I'll be using to fry it off. And then I've just got some Jungli Murgi here, which my husband's cut in little pieces, so I'll be doing that. And then obviously I'll add some salt according to taste. So let's head into the kitchen and I'll show you what that looks like. Now to our pan, we'll add in our oil, and we'll allow for the oil to get hot before we put in our whole spices. Once we add in our whole spices, we want it to bloom, and then we'll add in our onion. Now, if you want, you can add in your curry leaf at this time as well. But what I like to do is I like to brown off my onions, just making sure that the ends are translucent before I add in my curry leaf. So give it a nice stir and just let that cook through. So that's browned off now. You can see the onions gone translucent and the ends are browning off. That's when I'll put in my curry leaf. Now at that stage, you can add in your ginger, garlic and chili paste. I forgot to do it. So what I've done is I've added in my masala now. And that's fine, because with any fresh meat you cook, you want you will be frying it off anyway, and so you can add in your ginger, garlic and chili then. Now once your spices are fried off, then you'll want to add in your chicken and just give it a nice stir, just making sure everything's incorporated really well. Now at this point I realized I hadn't added in my ginger, garlic and chili paste, and so I've added that in now. And that's fine, because like I said to you, it'll all fry off first before we add in any water anyway. So it'll release its fragrance. We'll add salt according to taste, and we'll just let it sit there and cook. Now just make sure you've got sort of low to medium heat. You want this to fry off nicely in the spices and release any water there is any as well. And just making sure when you are frying it off, cover it up, just making sure you are stirring it occasionally as well. So now that my chicken's all fried off, I'll put in hot water. So like I always say, just make sure you add in hot boiling water to your curry or to anything. Once you add it in your water, just make sure you deglaze the pan, which means you just pick up everything from the bottom so that there's no burnt masala or spices. And what you want to do now is you just want to put it in low to medium heat, cover it up and just let it cook through. Fresh chicken, especially Jungli Murga, would takes a long time for it to cook. So depending on your chicken, it can take an hour to an hour and a half. So what I like to do is, like I said, I've added in my water and I'll let it cook, and this has cooked through really nicely. Now what I'll do is I'll add in another lot of water. Now with that water, this is for me and for my gravy, so you can again adjust your water, adjust how you're wanting to cook according to your chicken. The main purpose is to make sure your chicken's nicely cooked and your masala is all incorporated really well. So give it a nice stir and just let that cook through. Now when I was showing you my ingredients, I forgot to show you Emily or tamarind pulp. There we go. So with any fresh meat, there is that smell, that gamey smell that comes through sometimes. So if you've got that smell, one thing you can do is you can wash your meat with some flour to get rid of that smell. Now if the smell is still there, what you can do is you can add some tamarind pulp at the end and just give it a stir and just let that cook through. And then at the end you add in your garnishing. So I've added obviously coriander and curry leaf to this, and you just cook it up for a bit and then you serve it. Now as soon as I cooked it, we were all hungry, so we ate it. So I couldn't take any photos at the end, but it turned out really good. So if you like my channel, if you like my recipe, feel free to like, share and subscribe. And if you do try my recipes, do let me know how it turns out. Take care guys, bye.